The challenging game mode Contingency Contract just came out, and I'm fresh off of a 4-hour session trying to hit risk 30, and I wanted to give you my first impressions. I'll outright say it. It's in the top 10 reasons to not blow your shit smooth off. I like it a lot, but there is room to improve, so let's get into it. Now, I want to start off with a quick blurb about something that's just generally underrated whenever stuff like this happens, and that's the sense of community that it spawns. After I finished my runs, I scrolled around YouTube and found everybody going crazy. I see Polina Hime soloing high risk with Rossi, Kukikaze doing that funny Estella strat, and the absolute goat of Endfield guide making and Maggie doing max risk. I hope I pronounced that right. Then I do a quick scroll on Twitter, Reddit, my own Discord, and everyone is posting their clears, just uplifting each other. It's honestly really nice to see. I just think that's worth something after the age-old tradition of Gacha Doomer posting. Anyways, moving on to the content of it, I want to actually talk first about how the music is integrated into the gameplay. Now, we're no strangers to Arknights making banger tracks, especially for Contingency Contract, but I rarely see them take it this far in terms of integration. Now, I think we all had a similar experience. We open the game, and are a bit disappointed that there are no vocals in the lobby theme. You go, aw man, and then move on to actually playing the game for the rewards. To get them all, you get up to risk 20, get to wave 3, when suddenly, I couldn't run from the fight of my life. My heart was transcending reality. What a song, man. I'm not much of a rockhead, so I wasn't popping off when the song was first revealed, but integrating it into the gameplay loop is just 100 times more satisfying. I'm like pretty sure it's dynamic based off of a wave. That's the kind of thing I've only seen in like Pikmin 3 or Breath of the Wild or We Play Fucking Tanks. Now, even when grinding the harder difficulties, it cannot be understated just how much hearing the drop on wave 3 just revitalizes me. If it weren't for my unk-ass hurting wrists, I could play the mode forever. Plus, when you go back to the lobby after beating it, the lyrics are now playing in the lobby. The music even changes there. It's just so good. Now, I won't spoil it, but for those who haven't cleared Risk 35+, there's another remix version of the track that plays instead. If you haven't heard it, get back to playing. Alright, now for the real meat and potatoes, the gameplay. And this will include the difficulty and risks. I would like to say, in order to properly rate Contingency Contract in good faith, we do have to recognize that it's outright stated to be a beta. But even discounting that, my day one impressions is that they did quite well. Rewards are tied to lower difficulties, and I think Risk 5 is what you need to get all the gacha currency. Personally, I think I'm of the mind that I'd rather have no gacha currency attached to the mode, and put that currency somewhere else. But it being in the piss easy difficulties is a happy medium that I'm okay with. And all the missions for the shop currency end at Risk 20. I think anybody with some practice and decently built teams should be able to clear this without too much trouble, which I like. Leave the joy of suffering for everything past Risk 20. The strength of Contingency Contract has always been its customizable experience. If you don't like extremely hard difficulties, you don't need to do it. But if you do, look at all the options! Now, I said I was able to clear Risk 30, but that's off of me not being best at the game, and more so mechanically grinding out for 3 hours. But if I were to look around, people are getting really good with their skill and creative in their team building. Low rarities like Perlica, Chen, Antal, and Akakuri are all fitting in, and in some cases they're core in some compositions, especially Estella. What I'm trying to say is that I don't think this feels pay to win at all, and even the most cynical take should recognize that the rewards end at Risk 20. And like any competitive experience, more teams are bound to be lapped up. We have not seen the end of the interesting teams and gameplay styles that people are bound to cook up. A lot of the heavy lifting for that is in the risks, and generally speaking, I think they did a good job. I personally kind of pick and choose based off what doesn't shaft me. Like if you're picking Edit Rush, good luck bursting anything with Mifu, or Team Battle Chill 2. The Perlica Zhuangfangyi skill combo is a lot tougher to use, but with the ambient risks, I can play around that by banking my ults to act as like a cleanse or QSS. Now, a lot of these risks either buff the enemies or debuff your operators, but among the risks, I'd like to highlight a clear W and L. The W, Ambient Overclock. Oh my god, this is the most fun risk in the game. Even with the drawback of minus 60% damage, it feels so good to use. If any of you have played League of Legends, the cooldowns feel like you're playing Earth. It's just so immensely satisfying. There's a lot of hands-on gameplay to it. If you haven't tried that one yet, I highly recommend it. Now the major L, Ambient Mire. This is the single most unfun thing ever concocted by the Arknights dev across both of their games. Yes, let's remove the mechanic that helps tie in the gameplay all together. When you take this, you really feel it. You move like a goddamn snail. Like, there's the challenge of perfectly dodging because the risks make everything one-shot you. And then there's this garbage. Without any other movement options in the game, they should, in my opinion, never print this garbage again. But that is the beauty of how Contingency Contract works. If I don't like it, I ain't picking it. And that exact structure is why it's so easy to improve this mode. It is modular by design. You can cut the garbage and replace it with something good. And I would like to see some more interesting risks. Now apparently, I've been told that there's another batch coming next week, which is very cool, but I would still like to list what I want. For one thing, I want more terrain-changing risks, like we've seen in the OG Arknights. It could be something simple, like making the arena smaller, or adding scattered bananas everywhere, or the fuck-ass 1.3 boulders that just kill you. We kinda have that with the poison puddle risk, but I think that's kind of a level 1 implementation of where you could go with this if you really are creative. My other risk one are the unique enemy abilities that we see in Umbral Monument. Like, imagine a risk that makes that title class fire an even weirder laser. Or just straight up a risk that summons one of them frogs. Regardless, I'm happy with what we got, and I'm excited to see just how they continue to iterate it past the beta. That's all from me. Peace.